What if all your stress, anxiety, and overthinking could vanish just by coming back to this one moment? In The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle shares a life-changing truth. Most of our pain doesn't come from what's happening, but from our thoughts about what's happening. One line that hit me hard: realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. This isn't just another self-help book. It's a guide to freedom from your mind. If you've ever felt stuck in the past or anxious about the future, this book might be the answer. Let's explore the wisdom within and why now might just be the most powerful place to live. All right, let me tell you about a pretty profound impact on a lot of people looking for some spiritual awakening and inner peace. It's The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This book really emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment to find true peace and happiness. It's become widely popular and is often seen as a sort of mindfulness manual that builds on earlier ideas about stopping worry. The core message, the main idea of The Power of Now, is all about understanding and truly living in the essence of the present moment. This is how we free ourselves from the suffering caused by getting caught up in thoughts about the past and the future. Here are the key takeaways from the book, broken down with some examples. 1. Being in the now. At its heart, The Power of Now teaches us to learn to be with the present, not letting the past and future overshadow what's happening right in front of us. All happiness and peace in life emerge when we focus solely on the now. The past is just a memory stored in the mind, activated in the present. The future is an image the mind creates that will also happen in the present. Nothing exists outside of the now, and your life is always now. Interesting examples. Instead of worrying about a future task, focus on the task you're doing right now. What can you do in this moment? When you're washing your hands, pay attention to all the sensory perceptions involved: the sound and feel of the water, the scent of the soap, and the movement of your hands. These little details, normally completely overlooked, can help you become more present and appreciative. When getting dressed in the morning, notice the sounds your clothes make as you put them on, or the feel of the toothpaste tube and the click of the cap. These little details, normally completely overlooked, can help you become more present and appreciative. 2. Watching the thinker. Our thoughts are not our true selves. The biggest obstacle to awakening is identifying with our mind, which makes thinking compulsive. Excessive thinking is like a disease that drains vital energy. You can free yourself from your mind by beginning to observe the voice in your head as often as possible. Doing this activates a higher level of consciousness. When you observe your thoughts, you become aware of yourself as the watcher of that thought. The thought then loses its power over you, and you find more inner peace. Interesting examples. When you feel angry, observe the anger instead of reacting to it. Just being aware that you are angry is enough. One radio host shared that when he has negative thoughts, anger, or stress, he recognizes them as negative thoughts that he has the power to change. The first step is telling himself, "Stop, Mike, your mind is being mischievous." Eckhart Tolle suggests stopping thought for a moment by focusing attention on the inner energy field of your body when you need an answer or creative insight. Talking about problems is dwelling on a mental situation with no real intention or possibility of taking action in the present moment. 3. Letting go of psychological time. Clinging to the past prevents us from truly being present. Most suffering and anxiety come from not being in the present, but rather being trapped in psychological time, identifying with the past and projecting into the future. The past gives us our identity, and the future promises happiness. However, both are illusions. Interesting examples. Forgive yourself and others to lessen attachment to past mistakes. If you can't forgive, at least find the lessons in those experiences. Setting future goals without honoring the present reduces the present to merely a stepping stone to the future, devoid of intrinsic value. We shouldn't dwell on past mistakes with guilt or self-blame, as these create our self from the past and generate psychological time linked to feelings of guilt. Anxiety and stress arise from giving too much attention to the future and not enough to the present. 4. Surrender. Surrender is not giving up or ceasing to try. Instead, it's the deep wisdom of yielding to the flow of life rather than resisting it. Surrender means unconditional and unreserved acceptance of the present moment. Inner resistance is saying no to what is through mental judgment and negative emotion. When you surrender, spiritual energy flows into this world, freeing you from suffering. Interesting examples. When you find yourself in an unacceptable or unpleasant situation, accept it as if you had chosen it yourself. This acceptance liberates you from the dominant mind and reconnects you with being. If you cannot surrender to a situation, then take immediate action. Speak up, change the situation, or remove yourself from it. When you're in a life or death crisis, the mind stops working. You become fully present, and something much more powerful takes over. This isn't a problem, it's an opportunity. 5. Being and the inner body. Being is the one eternal life that exists beyond the fleeting forms of life and death. Being is accessible now as your deepest self. You can access being when the mind is quiet. Awareness of the inner body helps you stay present. It acts as a bridge between your outer self and the source. Interesting examples. Focusing on the inner body allows you to feel the subtle energy field permeating your body. The more attention you give it, the clearer and stronger this feeling becomes. When you are consciously rooted in your inner body, you are like a tree with deep roots in the earth. Nothing external can shake you anymore. Mindful breathing exercises can gradually connect you to your body. Overall summary. The Power of the Now by Eckhart Tolle presents the core idea that most human suffering isn't directly caused by external situations. Instead, it arises from inner resistance to what is and from identifying with the egoic mind that's stuck in the past and future. The heart of awakening and finding true peace is to break free from the mind's dominance and enter the present moment, the now. Eckhart Tolle teaches that worry, fear, and misery are all rooted in psychological time, and when we can bring our attention back to the present, these problems dissolve. The main way to do this is by being a watcher of our thoughts and emotions without judgment. This reduces the energy the mind uses to create the illusory and suffering-inducing ego. Furthermore, surrender to what is happening fully isn't about giving up, but about unconditionally accepting inner reality, which liberates us from internal conflict and leads to higher quality, positive action. Connecting with being, our true self, through awareness of the inner body and all 5 senses is another crucial doorway to awakening. Ultimately, this book invites readers to realize that happiness, peace, and enlightenment aren't goals to be chased in the future. They are states that already exist within each of us in the present moment. Learning to be in the now fully and without resistance is the first and most vital step in transforming life into true fulfillment and freedom.